Hello everyone, I'm Amir Hossain. In this video, I'll show you how to run the WRF preprocessing system or WPS. In the WPS directory, open namelist.wps. In the previous video, we talked about how to set this name list. So it is already set. One point is that the first step of running the WPS is actually geogrid. So for running geogrid, it's necessary to set this section. It's very necessary. So if you have not set this date and time, it's actually not necessary for running the geogrid, because geogrid reads these variables or these parameters here. So before running the geogrid, let's go to the post-WRF directory and run the post-WRF. I just want to show you the domain. These are the domain of our namelist.wps. This is the parent domain. It's a pretty small domain, and this is the subdomain that covers parts of the Persian Gulf. Let's get back to the name list. For running geogrids, the most important issue is to give it the path to the geographical data. So geographical data is necessary for running WPS or running geogrid as the first step of running WPS. How you can get the geographical data of WPS? Just search about WRF Geo Data, and in the first link, UCAR website. This is the UCAR website, and it gives you access to the geographical data or GeoG data. Here you can see the highest resolution of each mandatory field. So I recommend you to download this high resolution of the mandatory data. You can also get the lowest resolution. If you scroll down, you can see some other extra variables, for example, clay fraction, erodibility, and sand fraction, which are necessary for running the coupled WRF chem model for simulating dust concentration. And there are also some other variables like crop and groundwater and so on. But for running WPS, it's necessary to download these mandatory data. So they are the list data which are required for running the WPS or for preprocessing system. After downloading, actually I have already downloaded them, so I don't download them again. I just want to show you, after downloading the file, you are supposed to unzip and untar the file, because it is zipped and archived, or tar file. It's a tar file. You can unzip and untar it just by one command, xzf tar xzf, and the name of the file as the argument. And after a couple of seconds, it unzip and untar the files, and inside the geographical data, this is actually the lowest resolution. Inside of the geographical data, you can see albedo, leaf area index, and some variables regarding the soil characteristics, and so on. Okay, since I have the data in my external hard disk, let me connect my external hard disk to my laptop, so I will get access to the complete geographical data. Okay, now I have connected my external hard disk, and it can get access to this link. Okay, I run geogrid.exe. it reads the variables. Let me show you again. It reads the variables for the first domain, domain 1 of 2, and it skips some extra variables or some supplementary data which are not necessary. They are not parts of the mandatory data, and they can be safely ignored. No problem. And it goes to the second domain and reads the mandatory data, and like the first domain, it skips the data which are not available. After that, it creates two files, this file for the first domain or parent domain, and this file for the subdomain or nested domain. Just let me show you the parent domain. Albedo, you can see this is the Persian Gulf and this is our parent domain. And if I show you the subdomain or nested domain, this is the nested domain and this is parts of the Persian Gulf. So by this method you can make your domain, and now you are ready to go to the next steps, which are on grid and net grid.